Hi, my name is Bruce Wade and welcome to this week's Tips, Tools and Techniques with Bruce. In these sessions, which we try to do weekly, we answer questions from you, the entrepreneur, the inventor, the innovator. This week we want to address the topic of, I have an idea for a new product. What must I do? And it's one that we get in various forms. People come with initial kind of concept ideas still in their head. Other times it's a Soviet sketch, or some people have done some research and actually bring a thing into our office and show us, or it's a software creation or an app or something like that. But no matter where you are with your idea in that ideation phase, the processes remain the same. So let me paint a kind of a high-level roadmap for you, and you can see, well, firstly, where you are and where you need to get to. So we work on the principles that for every new thing, there are three different creations, three separate activities that take you through those the phases of creating an idea into a sellable product. So the first creation is that thing that happens in your head. It could be 3 o'clock in the morning, or it could be while you're in the shower, it could be while you're driving in traffic or walking on the beach, or wherever your mind finds that time to relax. That's when ideas come. That is what we call the first creation. Now, as you might know, a lot of ideas die at that stage. We kind of think of ideas, oh, that would be amazing, we might share them with somebody and say, oh, wouldn't it be? And then immediately the brain kicks in and goes like, oh, it's too much hassle, too much money, you don't have time, you're too busy at the moment, oh, you don't have the resources, and then, oh, look, squirrel, and off you go, new shiny objects, and you move on from there. But to get to the second creation is where you actually write this down. You get a scrapbook and you start sketching, or you mind map it, or you do a vision board, or you just write notes, you do a kind of a process flow, whatever it involves. That's the second creation. When you take the stuff out of your head and put it on to paper, the second creation. This is the ideation kind of stage where you start adding to this. So you've got a single idea and you build and you build and you build and you build on that concept. And it's down on paper in some form, electronic paper or in a notebook with it. You're actually putting it down there. Now, the interesting concept about here is that what you do is you're releasing your brain from holding that information as current. Because the way you do it, it's like keeping your PC on, and it's got this stuff in kind of RAM, and it needs to keep this stuff alive with a memory. What you need to do, you need to dump it, you need to mind dump it down onto something else. And your brain once more can breathe and then start with the generation of new ideas, related ideas. But if you're trying to hold all this information in your head because you're scared someone's going to steal it from you, your brain's just going to get full, and you're going to lead to sleepless nights and a level of insanity. And you might know where you kind of are on that scale. And you find most inventors are a little kind of weird in their head. They're purely because they're not mind dumping down into that. Now you've got the second creation. You've got it down into some form of writing or diagram. We now move into the third creation. The third creation is where you start to manufacture or create something. Now there's a number of stages here that you've got to do, but the first level, the kind of technology readiness level that we're looking at is 3.5, 4 in that area there. And this is where you've got a prototype. So you've got to prove to yourself and others that your concept will work. So if it's a physical machine that makes things, you've got to create some form of prototype. It could be an electronic device, it could be even be an online app or a program or a website. Your proof of concept diagram or your proof of concept is ugly. Okay, accept it as that. It's wires everywhere. It's this. It's wire diagram. It's it's a complete mess. But what you're doing is you proving that your concept can work. That when you flick a switch here, this happens over here. Or you feed in sausages out here and sandwiches come out the side. It's your proof of concept. It's not going to win any awards for design or prettiness or concept or size or anything. Often these things in the lab are rolled out over many different tables, and it's proof of concept. At that point, you've now got to a point where you can now start looking at other technology readiness levels, but also production readiness levels and marketing readiness levels. 3 journeys that you're going down this road at your third creation. And as you go down there, we're working on the sideline now to look at the business model and the business sense. Who are your customers? What is affordability? What is the market size? Who else is doing it? What are the risks? Where are the opportunities? How to mitigate? We throw some tools at this. And there's a whole bunch of stuff involved in it. It's not just about developing the thing that you're making. You've got to balance those two there. So the next big phase, and the last one I just want to share with you, is where you get to your prototype. So it's your proof of concept that you've developed. You now do a whole lot of design and you look at engineering and shaping. You bring this whole big thing, which is this big, down into the package. You might 3D print a case for it. You might put it together, but you've got now a working prototype. That's the stage that is critical to taking it into a business, a working prototype. That working prototype then is something that we can then start showing investors and partners and funders with that. So think about the 3 different creations with that. The last creation has got 2 critical points there. It's your proof of concept moving towards your working prototype. Where are you in this journey with your idea, and do you need help with this? Because we've been down this road a number of times with a number of people. We'd love to journey with you or just hear your story. Comment, instant message me, and let's continue that journey with you and your idea, because it could be the next world changer. My name's Bruce Wade, and we'll see you next week on Tips, Tools and Techniques with Bruce.